brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalms 34:18. Some people will think when people get divorced, my gosh, God is angry with them. God is angry with them. God is angry with them. Now, I don't know where we get that concept from, but I don't know. People sometimes God hate the action of divorce because of the ramification thereafter, but he doesn't hate the people who go through it. In fact, he is there to help the brokenhearted so they can come through to a good healing that can only come from him. The pain of divorce. Right now, you might learn one or two things that will help you deal with this situation so that you can save your marriage. But please do understand that marriage get to a certain stage where it's no longer it's too late, that you can no longer save the marriage. It does get to that point where it's too late, as it was in my case, too late, and everything that was done, it didn't really amount to anything, and we have to go separate ways. It's now irreparable, and we have to move forward, sadly. But you need to understand that if you are struggling at the moment, please do watch this series, and it will help you. I hope it helps you, okay? You might say it didn't help yourself. True, I failed, but you don't have to fail because I failed. So you can learn from me so you don't make the same mistake.
Regardez notre nation. Regardons bien notre pays. Dieu nous a bénis avec ces grands pays. L'envie de tous les peuples, tous les pays. Les gens parlent que de notre pays en bien. Mais la majorité des temps, c'est nous les Congolais, en principe, qui parlent en mal. Non. Que voyons-nous pour notre pays, la RDC? Que voyons-nous pour notre pays, la RDC? Dieu nous a bénis. Dieu nous a donné cette terre. Que voyons-nous? Parce qu'il y a certaines personnes, pour eux, c'est toujours en Europe. C'est là où il y a la vie.
Nicholas, I want to minister to you. I feel the Spirit of the Lord is speaking to me right now. Even before the foundation of the world, you are going to call yourself, I called you. And on the inside of you are planted dreams and visions. But the Lord said this is a strategic timing for you. You tear down mindsets. You tear down strongholds. And change the thinking of my people. The Lord said give me the days to come. I want to give open doors for you.
Hello and welcome again to my channel. I'm talking about divorce, and I am sharing a lot of things that I have personally learned after 18 years of marriage life. My life, or my marriage I should say, came to an end, and I'm facing divorce and I'm going through it. And you know what? In the process of all of this, I've asked myself a number of questions, and I had to deal with so many things running through my mind. And eventually I ended up writing a book on divorce. And it's out of this book that I'm producing this series for my viewers. And I hope that this will be somehow a blessing to you. If you are not yet married, you will learn one or two things so you can prepare yourself before getting into marriage. If you are struggling in your marriage right now, you might learn one or two things that will help you deal with this situation so that you can save your marriage. But please do understand that marriage get to a certain stage where it's no longer it's too late, that you can no longer save the marriage. It does get to that point where it's too late, as it was in my case, too late, and everything that was done, it didn't really amount to anything, and we have to go separate ways. It's now irreparable, and we have to move forward, sadly. But you need to understand that if you are struggling at the moment, please do watch this series, and it will help you. I hope it helps you, okay? You might say it didn't help yourself. True, I failed, but you don't have to fail because I failed. So you can learn from me so you don't make the same mistakes. For those of you who are already divorced and you're stuck, this can actually help you to get you moving again. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel. Hit that button and send me your comments, and we're here so we can talk and share our experience. I can only do this as somebody who's been standing in front of people for the last 20 years. I've been doing this, and even in my struggle, I don't have to say all of this, but because I love the people and I think this information is helpful to them, that's the reason why I want to put this through to you. Now, you need to understand that divorce is not the end of your life. Your life is bigger than your marriage. Your life is bigger than the circumstances you are in right now. So don't envelop yourself. Don't let yourself wallow in your life. Go into depression. Yes, you may go into depression, but don't stay there. Don't confine your life in that space and think that it is all over and there is no hope for you. No, please don't look at life that way. There is much more that you can do and much more that you can achieve after divorce. Okay, it's one of those things that we must avoid in life, but life happens and we live in a broken world and we have to deal with it. To deal with it, we must. And this is the reason why I want to put out some of this information out that will help some of you who are basically going through this situation. Okay, so healing after divorce and God's restoration for the brokenhearted. Only God can restore your life. Only God can restore you. Divorce leaves wounds that run deep. It can feel like the tearing of the flesh. It can feel like tearing of flesh, the shattering of identity, and the unraveling of dreams. Yet even in the depths of brokenness, God's word offers hope. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalms 34:18. Some people will think when people get divorced, my gosh, God is angry with them. God is angry with them. God is angry with them. Now, I don't know where we get that concept from, but I don't know. People sometimes want to give their heart or at least their emotions to God, okay? Because they feel that way. So they think, God sees things that way and it deals with situation in the same way that we will deal with it. No. You need to understand that God doesn't see things the way you see them, all right? Even though God says he hates divorce, he does not hate the people going through divorce. You need to understand that. God hates sin, he does not hate the sinner. Bear that in mind. I keep repeating this because you will keep hearing this voice in you that keep coming back, and God hates divorce. God hates divorce. So you feel like somehow your world has come crushing on you and there is no way out simply because God hates divorce. No, you need to interpret things in light of other scriptures, all right? So God hates the action of divorce because of the ramification thereafter, but he doesn't hate the people who go through it. In fact, he is there to help the brokenhearted so they can come through to a good healing that can only come from him. The pain of divorce is real. But so is the presence of God. His heart is not to abandon the wounded, but to draw near, to bind up, and to restore. But how does all of this begin? You need to start by acknowledging the wound. Healing begins with honesty. Too often believers try to move on by denying the pain, by unacknowledged wounds festered in silence. The Psalms shows us that lament is part of healing. When you read the book of Psalms, you will hear David crying. You will hear people there crying, my God, I am in pain. Defend me against my enemies. Lord, rise up. I am in pain. I am in desperation. I am in this. So they're crying out. They're lamenting before God. These people are not hiding their feelings. They're going through stuff and they are speaking out these things to God so that God can come to their rescue. Pain is real. So don't feel like you've got to somehow deny the fact that, you go, no, even myself, I'm doing this, I'm putting together these videos. Don't you ever think that, I'm not going through the pain. I don't know. No, I'm suffering and I have gone through a lot and I'm still going through a lot. But in spite of all of that, I'm deciding to put these videos out. And it is also a therapy for me to share this with you, people out there. It does help, but I'm telling you, there is pain in all of this. If you can avoid it, by all means, we have to find a way to avoid this. But like I say, things do happen and we have to deal with it. And listen to the Psalms here. It says this: How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? You can hear somebody here who's crying. You can hear somebody who's in deep distress. Somebody who is just in a mental state or space that isn't good. They're experiencing pain. They're crying out to God. God does not rebuke cries. He meets us in them. Admitting grief, anger, or disappointment is not weakness. It is the first step towards restoration. The Bible is filled with testimonies of restoration after loss. Job's life was shattered, yet God restored him. Job 42:10. Israel was sent into exile, yet God brought them back. Peter denied Jesus, yet he was restored to ministry. Joel 2:25 contains a promise that speaks powerfully to those who feel they have lost years to a broken marriage. I paused because this one here hits really hard to all those who have gone through divorce. You feel like you have wasted your years. You feel like, if I knew this, I would not. You look up the years and you said, gosh, is this what I'm getting out of this? It's painful. It's sad. It grieves you. You look up the years for people who have been married for 10 years, even 7 years, and 22 years and 25 years, and that comes to an end. I mean, you look sometimes, it is depressing because you think, my years have gone. And life is short. And when you begin to count the years and you're thinking, I've put 25 years into this, look at me now, where am I? That can be disheartening. That can be heartbreaking. That can be really difficult to deal with. But here's what I want you to look at. Never think of it as wasted years. Don't look at it that way. You have invested in something and it did not work. But when you think, not only say that, it did not work, because out of it, for example, for me, I am blessed. We have beautiful children that God has blessed us with. And what a blessing to see my children, our children. That is a blessing beyond measure. A blessing beyond measure. And I am just so grateful to God. And we are blessed. Like I said, nothing can take away. I can never look back and say, I've wasted years. No. For the blessings that God has given us, it's so amazing. Anyone who's listening to this, I want you to know, even if you didn't have children in your marriage, but look at the good time you spent. Look at the things that you did together. It's part of life. It's part and parcel of life. Don't think about those years thinking like I've wasted it, I've done this. Don't look at it that way. It's part of your experience in life. Where you're going, it's going to be better than where you've been. I trust if you make good decisions based on what you have learned. Like myself, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I have caused pain to my ex, and I can never pay it back. There are things that I've done or I did as a man. Now I look in shame. I want to say it right now. It's not about infidelity. It's not about adultery. But because people think that this is the only causes of divorce. No. No, the little thing that you think is not important, the way you behave, the way you carry yourself in that marriage, the things that you do to that person, to that woman, the things that you say, the things that you do, the things that you don't do, what you're supposed to do, the lack of communication, everything, the shattered dream, all those things can lead to divorce. It's not about adultery, it's not about infidelity. And we need to get that right. This is very, very important. I want to say it again. Don't just think because I'm not committing adultery, because I'm faithful to my wife, therefore everything is going to be fine. No, don't look at life that way. Don't. You see, I will talk about this obviously in another video. Because the wife or the woman in your life, if she's not talking, if she's not expressing herself, if she's not saying what she's going through, her pain and her difficulty, that does not mean she's happy. That does not mean everything is good. I'm not saying that marriage is supposed to be happy, happy, happy. No, but I'm just saying that, there are women who are also suffering in silence. These men, we must know. We need to understand this. I don't want to digress, but let me carry on. Don't worry about the years, think you've wasted years. No. Joel, God promises us in Joel 2:25, he says, God says this, I will repay you. Okay? So Joel 2, I want you to write it down. This will help you. Joel 2:25. It contains a promise that speaks powerfully to those who feel they have lost years to a broken marriage. God says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. The locust can be anything. Your marriage, it may appear to be as a locust. Okay, your marriage can appear to be as a locust, but God says, I will repay you. For those years you have wasted, I will repay you. That means God will restore you. God can do something in your life right now in the next year or so that can bring you joy and pay you more than what you have lost in your marriage. You just don't know. You are not dead. You are alive. You're still walking. You're breathing. You can listen to me. There are so many things that can happen in your life in the coming years. You don't know, but God promises that God will be there and God will restore those years to you. God is able to redeem even wasted seasons. Restoration may not always mean remarriage, because some people may never get married again, but some people will. But it does mean renewal. Restoration does mean renewal of joy, of dignity, of calling, and of peace. This is what you need after marriage, after breakdown. You need joy. You need your dignity back. You need your calling, what you're meant to do in life. And you need peace above all. You need peace in your life. One of the greatest dangers after divorce is bitterness. Oh dear. Bitterness. It's really, I don't want to start on this because it take, to unpack this, I have to do another video so I can unpack this. Bitterness is a great barrier towards your healing. And you need to know that. Bitterness is, it's a barrier towards your healing. Don't be bitter. Like I said, one of those things, I will talk about bitterness in another video. But I just want to say that understand that those years that you're feeling that you have lost, if you take the right actions now, if you listen to and trust in God, and if you allow Him to step in this situation, God will help you. And like I said, you will experience years of joy, of dignity, your calling, and much more. Peace will be added to you. God cares for you and God loves you. I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, share this with other people, and give me your comments. Thank you so much for watching.